gamers, VallumDominatio here with another installment of There Is Only Lore. Today, I will be discussing the Imperium of Man, the largest empire in the entire galaxy, itself over 10,000 years old and under attack on all sides by aliens and traitors. Let's start from the very beginning. Deep in the distant past, humanity began to reach out to the stars in the night sky, colonizing and terraforming all manner of planets under the banner of mankind. In a matter of centuries, there were human colonies of varying sizes spread across the entirety of the galaxy, from the eastern fringe to the very edge of the ghoul stars. To aid in this rapid expansion, humans brought with them advanced technology which provided blueprints on how to construct everything from simple tools and shelters to advanced weapons and towering constructs which would eventually become the very first hive cities, all from local materials and resources. This technology was universally referred to as Standard Template Constructs, or STCs for short. With the ability to manufacture anything that was required, humanity has rapidly expanded and spread to inhabit many worlds most call home in the current age of the 41st millennium. However, this aggressive expansion was not without risks, as humanity was far from alone in the galaxy. During their initial colonizations, they encountered the barbaric and warlike orcs and the mysterious and enigmatic Eldar, to name but a few of the most well-known races. After driving back the numerous hostile alien species from their borders, no sooner than that began the era that is forever known as the Age of Strife, a period of darkness that nearly saw the vast holdings humanity has acquired all but destroyed, with countless colonies cut off and isolated from all outside communications due to warp storms or other strange phenomena. During this dark time, countless humans were enslaved or eradicated at the hands of foul Xenos or worse. However, in the 31st millennium, a mysterious event ended the warp storms that enshrouded Terra, the cradle of mankind, and on it, a man who had become known by all humanity as the Emperor revealed himself and began a vast campaign to not only unite the disparate factions of Terra, but to reach out to the stars and re-establish communications with all of humanity's lost worlds into one vast intergalactic empire, the Imperium of Man. To aid in this endeavor, the Emperor created 20 superhuman beings known as the Primarchs, and from their genes, the Emperor created the Legions Astartes, better known as the Space Marine Legions. With these mighty forces, the Emperor quickly forged the groundwork for the nascent Imperium of Mankind. All opposing the Imperium was mercilessly crushed or, barring that, pacified, until such a time that extermination was a viable option. It seemed like a new golden age of mankind was dawning, and the Emperor's dream of a united humanity ruling the stars was coming true. However, Horus Lupercal of the Sons of Horus, the greatest of the Primarchs and the Emperor's favored son, betrayed him, beginning the Horus heresy, seduced by the tainted whispers of chaos, beginning a bitter civil war that saw brother fight against brother. Horus, with fully half of the Space Marine legions, began to lay siege to Holy Terra itself, seeking to usurp the Emperor's throne and put Horus in charge instead. As a challenge to the one he once called Father, Horus lowered the void shields of protecting his flagship, allowing the Emperor and a small retinue to board and bring the fight to Horus. In the end, the Loyalists were victorious, but at a terrible cost. Half of the Imperium's fighting forces were turned to chaos, and many worlds once thought compliant threw off their shackles and became rebels. Worst of all, the Emperor was mortally wounded, laid low by his most favored of sons. In order to preserve the Emperor's life, he was interred onto the Golden Throne, where he has since sat immobile for 10,000 years, silently guiding his fleets through the warp. Since his internment, the Imperium of Man has changed drastically, forever a shadow of what the Emperor had dreamt for a united humanity. The Space Marine legions were broken down into chapters, each 1,000 Marines strong. The Imperial Army was split up into the Imperial Guard, or the Astra Militarum as they are now officially known, and the Imperial Navy. Several groups have also risen since the Horus Heresy, and belong to the Adeptus Terra, although belong being a loose term, such as the Adeptus Administratum, the administrative branch of the Imperium and the most bureaucratic of the Imperium's departments, the Adeptus Astra Telepathica, who oversees the acquisition and testing of psychers, the Emperor's Inquisition, whose various branches seek to purge the Imperium of all aliens, heretics, and traitors, and the Adeptus Ministorum, the religious arm of the Imperium and the proponents of the Imperial Creed, spreading the word of the Emperor's divinity to every corner of the Imperium and rooting out all others as heresy. These are to name but a few, as there are countless organizations within these organizations, and to catalog them all in this one video would take a very long time. I'll cover all the branches in depth in later videos. At this point, at the close of the 41st millennium, the Imperium of Man is a stagnant, rotting carcass embroiled in endless war from within and without. Aliens, such as the Orcs, Eldar, the nascent Tau Empire, the threat of the Tyranid Hive fleets, the awakening Necron dynasties, and other alien menaces threaten to enslave or exterminate humanity, while the vile forces of chaos, led by the murderous Chaos Space Marine traitor legions, seek to plunder and corrupt the worlds of the Imperium, drowning them in blood and anarchy, bringing with them foul demons, manifestations of the vile chaos gods of the Immaterium, a hellish place where the laws of physics do not exist, and even glimpsing such a realm can drive a normal man insane. Truly, the hour is dire, and the enemies of mankind are many. However, the Imperium is far from helpless. Hailing from a million worlds, the countless regiments of the Astra Militarum, composed of billions of normal fighting men from across the Imperium, march to drown their enemies in bodies and lasgun fire, bringing with them thousands of tanks and artillery to grind their foes to an unrecognizable pulp. The chapters of the Adeptus Astartes, the Space Marines, though now only a fraction of their strength of their forebears, the Legions Astartes, are no less potent for it, able to strike a killing blow at the heart of the enemy, destroying them with bolt gun and power sword. The massive fleets of the Imperial Navy swiftly bring the millions of troops to where they are most needed to protect the Imperium. To deal with the most large and dire of threats, the Adeptus Titanicus, or the Titan Legions, are brought to the fray, colossal walking machines capable of laying waste to entire cities. To maintain such technology, the Adeptus Mechanicus oversees the construction, research, and maintenance of all the technology found within the Imperium, often having their own armies, known as Skitarii, or the legions of the Adeptus Mechanicus soldiers. Of course, the Imperium is essentially what Games Workshop wants us to believe are, quote-unquote, the good guys. But frankly, humanity is just as capable of atrocities as any heretic or Xeno. But such debates are for another time. For now, know that over half of the playable factions in the Warhammer 40,000 tabletop game are aligned to the Imperium of Man in one way or another. So if you go to your friendly local game shop, you will find a lot of players that play at least one Imperium-aligned army out there. Well, this introduction to the Imperium of Man is mainly here to provide a glimpse of what to expect when you look at the rich lore and history behind such a large organization. As I mentioned multiple times, I will go into further depth into each of the numerous factions going forward in future videos. So, stay tuned, Wargamers, more is to come. I'll see you later.